So we have a brand new TNT champion bringing the end of Miro's reign, and it is none other than Sammy Guevara, the man who was involved in the first match on Dynamite, now closing out the show with winning the AEW TNT Championship in a very good match. And I thought there were some pretty good matches on the show in general. I really liked this show. I didn't really find any dead spots. There was a little bit of clunk in the women's match, but other than that, I thought this was a solid show throughout the whole thing. Oh, and it got a little dark at times.
Yeah. Happy to see Sammy get that big win. He's a Texas guy, so I first started seeing him about 2015, 2016, and that was a wonderful match. I'm sad to see Miro's reign, and I know it's like for reasons they say that it's Brody Lee, but realistically, Miro is the greatest TNT champion, and I hope that he gets to do something interesting going forward.
Well, I could see him like going completely nuts trying to get the TNT championship back, and him just going on a tear.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Keep talking, hold on.
Yeah, and hopefully, just me spitballing fantasy booking. If Ishii is coming back to the United States in November, which I think he probably might be, I still want my Miro and Ishii match. So, maybe Miro is being all crazy and violent, and you got to bring in a Stone Pitbull to settle him down a bit. That would be, I would enjoy that very much.
That would be awesome. Sorry, my cider went down the wrong pipe right there. All right, so before we get into the review of the show, let's set up. You're watching or listening to the That's Wrestling podcast. If you're listening to this as a podcast, we do this show live on Twitch and on YouTube, so you can follow the links in the show notes. For those, follow us on Twitter at That's Wrestling 1, and I post the links out there as well. And you can come hang out in our Discord. Link is in the show notes for that as well. And you can follow Trae at WrestleIsm on the Twitter. Indeed. So this show was it wasn't a tribute show. It was a dedicated show to John Huber, Brody Lee. They had a graphic before the intro started, and there was a big Brody chant when they went to a live shot of the crowd. They also mentioned that there's a new foundation that started up, the John Huber Legacy Foundation, which is going to be a foundation to help out artists who haven't taken their career to the next level because of family commitments, and they're going to have all types of resources, not just monetary resources, but they want to be able to help out with things like marketing and business and money management and all that fun stuff. So interesting there. They're hoping to be able to start doing that type of work in 2022.
Yeah, that's very cool of them.
We had CM Punk on commentary for the evening, which was he was actually pretty good on commentary. There was a couple times where he wasn't sure what was going on. Mostly that was in the big match between the HFO and Dark Order, because there was like 16 people out there.
Yeah, that was a lot, and borderline unnecessary.
Yes. I wouldn't call it borderline. I would call it unnecessary.
Just go ahead and say, is there any reason that Orange and Jack needed to be in that match when they were already wrestling each other on the same tapings?
Not a single bit.
I thought not.
Yeah. So we start off the night with the big match that was announced, or I guess the second big match that was announced, and that is Adam Cole facing Jungleboy. And we were all looking forward to this match, and this match, I think, delivered. They had some great chain wrestling to start. They brawled a little bit. Jungle Boy hits a few kicks, and he does his slingshot arm drag, or I don't even know what to call that, when he runs up the ropes and then kind of drops down and does a flip in the arm drag.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah, rebound arm drag? I don't know. Cole baits Jungle Boy to chase him around the outside of the ring. He slides into the ring and attacks when Jungle Boy slides in. Cole works over Jungle Boy a bit. Jungle Boy hits a comeback lariat. They exchange forearms. Jungle Boy hits a brainbuster. They double down. He hits a belly-to-belly and then a German suplex for a 2 count from Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy gets Cole into the Tree of Woe, hits a drop kick to the face for 2. Cole hits a backstabber and a really sweet Ushigoroshi.
Yes.
Support was mixed in the crowd. There was a lot of Adam Cole chants. There's a lot of Jungle Boy chants, and it was kind of back and forth. Jungle Boy hits a big poison Rana, then hits a running elbow to the back of the head for a 2. He quickly hits a pump handle Samoan drop for a 2. Cole hits a kick, and that sends Jungle Boy to the floor. Jungle Boy avoids a Panama Sunrise on the floor, and then Jungle Boy hit Adam Cole's up on the apron, and Jungle Boy's in the ring, and Jungle Boy hits the ropes and then runs and does his... I don't even know what to call it, because he does it so... He's done it a few times where he jumps up over and gives the dude a Rana, sending them to the floor from the inside of the ring to the outside of the ring, which is always awesome.
A Hurricane Rana Suicida?
I guess you could call it that. Back in the ring, Cole catches Jungle Boy with a super kick and hits the Panama Sunrise for a close near fall. Everybody thought it was over, but it wasn't. Cole pulls down the knee pad. Jungle Boy ducks the boom and puts on the snare trap. And Cole is working his way towards the ropes, so Jungle Boy starts pulling Cole away from the ropes, but Cole manages to flip over onto his back, hits an up kick, and pushes Jungle Boy away. And then he pushes Jungle Boy towards the ref, and when she is turns her back, Cole hits a low blow, and then he hits the boom and gets the win. So even though they beat Jungle Boy here, they still had to do it by nefarious means. So doesn't hurt Jungle Boy at all, and Cole, obviously, big heel move right there.
It was really good. It was a Dynamite opening match. My one complaint is every time somebody kicks out of a Canadian Destroyer, God kills a kitten. Except for the Yoshihashi Jeff Cobb one, as we established. But other than that, I love this match.
Yeah, it was a really fun match. And these, I don't know if we're going to see these two matched up again anytime soon, but that will be great when they do. I'm sure we're going to see plenty more Adam Cole Jungle Boy matches over the next 5 years or so.
Yeah, it'll come back around.
After the match, all of the Elite come out, and Carl Anderson welcomes Rochester. They welcome the Super Elite, and he says, to be elite, you have to have the Impact Champions, the Good Brothers. To be elite, you have to have Adam Cole, and the entire crowd goes, baby. And you have to have the AEW World Heavyweight Champion, Kenny Omega. And to be elite, you have to have the greatest tag team that's ever stepped in the ring, the Young Bucks. And although they're not the tag team champions anymore, they're still EVPs. And Gallows pipes in, extremely violent people. And, of course, you got Knack and Cutter. Color. Yeah. And then Cole says, boys and girls, I told you I would beat you. I would beat Jungle Boy, and I just did. And I did it all by myself because Adam Cole is elite. And on top of that, Adam Cole is undefeated. And Brandon grabs the mic and gets out, the Elite. And Nick snags the microphone away from him and says, shut up, Brandon. And then he says, are you guys ready for the best promo in AEW? Well, are you? Nakazawa! And the crowd starts chanting CM Punk. And Nakazawa says, silence! I have nothing to say. And then he hands off the mic to Kenny.
Very silly.
The crowd is still chanting CM Punk. Kenny says, "That's a cute chant. I've heard it once or twice before. See if I care." And he says, "Look, my phone has been ringing off the hook this past week. My Instagram, my Facebook, my Twitter, heck, even my MySpace. People are saying, Kenny, that was the greatest match I've ever seen. Kenny, that was the greatest match in Dynamite history. Kenny, that's the greatest match in AEW history. That's cool. But see if I care. Yeah, Bryan Danielson, you took me to the limit. You kicked me in the chest. You kicked me in the belly. And you made good on your promise. You kicked my head in. But there's a problem, Bryan. You couldn't get the job done. And you also have a problem that you have a 0 record. You're not getting a rematch from me. And you're not ever going to face me again in the ring." And then Bryan's music hits. And Bryan Danielson comes out. He polls the crowd if they want to see a rematch. Of course, everybody does. So he says, "So they want a rematch. I want a rematch. But it appears that, Kenny, you don't have the balls to give me a rematch." And then we get a no balls chant. And then Bryan says, "Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Kenny No Balls Omega." And then we get a Kenny No Balls chant, which was hilarious because they did it again later unprompted. Punk on commentary says that should be a t-shirt. So
is it a t-shirt yet? I wonder.
I don't know.
We already got the Arn with the Glock for the R t-shirt. Have we got the Kenny No Balls t-shirt yet?
I don't know. Look it up while we finish this. And then he says, "So let's see if anyone else in the Elite has any balls, because I challenge any one of you to a match on Rampage." And Kenny says, whoa, why on Rampage? Why don't we just do it right now? And Bryan asks the crowd if they want to see them fight right now. And he says, "Okay, but I'm not coming alone." And Jurassic Express and Frankie Kazarian and Christian come out, and the Elite run off. And then we get more Kenny No Balls chants. Which
no Kenny No Balls shirt yet. Get your shit together, Pro Wrestling Tees.
Yeah.
I almost said get your shirt together, which also would have been applicable.
Do you put Bryan Danielson's face on it saying Kenny No Balls? I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like you put Kenny's face on it, but somehow represent that he has no balls.
Solid promo from all these guys, and working in, I mean, at this point, the Elite always kind of works in their little goofy stuff, but I thought it worked. Especially whenever Brandon tries to cut in, and then Nick just like swats him down. That's always the best.
Dude, Cutler and Nakazawa are the best geeks. They're the best stooges since Patterson and Briscoe.
Yes, they're wonderful. And I know people like hate them, and again, this is like part of they hate QT Marshall but don't understand his genius. And same thing here. Brandon Cutler is a stooge genius at this point.
Yes.
Next up, we had Tony was backstage with the Lucha Bros, and Andrade comes in asking where Pac is. And Jose says, "It's been a long time since you guys have defended the AAA tag titles," and they actually had the AAA belts with them. So they had both the AAA and the AEW tag titles with them. And Andrade says he has some friends that would like like to take those titles off of them. So
yeah, that's interesting.
I am very curious. Is it a friend to team up with Andrade, or is it two friends, a tag team that would want to come after the Lucha Bros?
Yeah, he said friends, so I wonder. No, everybody wants like I don't know, Dragon Lee. Well, Roosh is injured, but you know, like. Because they're all kind of a part of that, you know, the original Los Ingobernables, and but Dragon Lee still under contract to Ring of Honor, and there's the political issue there, and I don't know, but there's, you know,
Is there any New Japan friends that he would have?
Well, his New Japan friends would all be in Gobernable, and they are all occupied at the moment.
Very true.
So I don't know.
Well, I mean, the only two that are not currently occupied would be Hiromu and Bushi.
Yeah, but they have matches booked on this tour. So
on what tour? On the G1 tour?
Yeah, they're in some of those Naito substitution matches.
Got it. Well, that's a little bit of a bummer because if it was Hiromu, that would be awesome.
That dude, Hiromu and Bushi against the fucking Lucha Brothers. Holy shit.
One can dream. Next up, we had Matt Sydal and Dante Martin teaming up once again, and they've actually been teaming on Dark Elevation and Dark as well, so they've teamed up a few times now. Versus Cody Rhodes and Lee Johnson. And when they booked this match originally, I'm like, well, a babyface versus babyface team. And I'm like, oh, wait, they're heading a direction with Cody. And that is why this match is taking place. And it kind of started to take shape as well. When Cody comes out, he comes out of the middle. Arn and Lee Johnson came out of the babyface tunnel. Brandy comes out of the heel tunnel. So, but she did that last time too. So there's that. Cody gets in the ring to start the match, even though Arn was noticeably mad about that because he wanted Lee to start off the match. Cody does shake hands with Dante. They lock up and push around a little bit, but that's about it. Cody tags out and Sydal tags in as well on his side. We have some fun, quick exchanges from Lee and Dante when they get tagged in. They were like flying all over the place. Dante is amazing.
He is one of those generation-defining high flyers, I think. And I was thinking that right when Punk compared him to the original Tiger Mask, which that's a pretty high bar, but man, he might be good enough to clear. And he can fucking jump high enough to clear any bar you set for him. But that kid is something really special. And my God, he's only 20.
Yeah, I saw a hilarious meme on, I don't know if it was on Twitter or on Reddit, but it was because of Dante Martin, all new arenas need to have their roofs raised a little bit more.
Yeah.
Cody misses a dive on the outside. Sydal then hits him with a Meteora. Lee hits a dive, and then Dante hits a tope on both Lee and Cody, landing right on his feet as well. That gets a Dante Martin chant. Martin and Sydal work over Lee for a while. Lee avoids the lightning spiral and hits a drop kick to get a tag over to Cody, and tons of boos shower down when he gets tagged in. Dante clearly the favorite. They exchange strikes with everybody cheering Dante's strikes and booing Cody's strikes. Cody hits Sydal with a disaster kick while Sydal was just minding his own business, standing on the apron. Then hits Dante with a vertebraker, and Dante kicks out at 2. Then Matt Sydal and Lee Johnson, they meet each other in the ring and then fight to the outside, even though neither of them are legal. We get a big top rope missile drop kick for 2 from Dante. He hits his double jump moonsault press for a 2. Lee grabs Cody by the belt and drags him over to their corner. So he's standing up. Cody is leaning against the ropes. He's like basically middle of the ropes between the two posts. And Lee just grabs him by the belt from the outside and he drags him over to their corner so he can tag himself in. Lee tags himself in. He beats on Dante a little bit and then hits this. I have no idea what to call it. It's like a leg capture shoulder over the shoulder neck breaker. I have no idea.
Wrist clutch, Ushigoroshi or something.
I don't know. It was basically like an Ushigoroshi, but using your shoulder instead of your knee.
Yeah, I don't. The thing needs a name.
Yeah, it was kind of like, it was sort of like you get the dude in almost a muscle buster position. Instead of falling back, you just drop to your knees and you basically give him a neck breaker across your shoulder. It was awesome, whatever it was. It definitely needs a name. Lee gets the win out of that as well.
Every time someone kicks out of a vertebreaker, God kills a puppy.
So vertebreakers and Canadian destroyers.
Yes. That's the line.
Overall, I mean, Dante clearly the star in this match. Everybody is starting to hate on Cody, so there's that. And man, Dante like floats in the air sometimes. It's amazing.
Man, we need to get the world back right so travel can open up and get Dante Martin in Best of the Super Junior.
Yes. No doubt about that. That would be awesome. So Tony heads down to the ring. He gets in the ring and says, hey, big win for Cody and Lee, which gets lots of booing. Cody says, I know you all guys were waiting for this show forever. Let's just get it over with right now. He calls out Malachi Black, and Arn is mad. He tells Cody, stop talking. And then Arn says, July the 7th, Malachi Black came into our lives, and he systematically took out every one of us. You started taking your boots off in the middle of the ring. What's that about? We didn't talk about that. And then you come out for number 2, you get him hurt, and what do? You roll out of the ring to see about me. It's not about me. You should finish the fight. There's a difference that will prevent you from going any further. Malachi Black is an assassin. He'll do whatever it takes to win a match, and he'll destroy whoever he's in there with. Ask Lee. Ask Brock. Hell, I'd step in to take this fight, but I'm just too damn old. But I'll tell you what, there's 2 big differences between you and me, Cody. You pull up to a red light, someone jerks your door open and says, get out of the car, I'm taking your car. You say, okay, don't take it. Go ahead and take it, but just don't hurt me. And you know what I do? I pull out my Glock, I put it to his forehead and spill his brains on the concrete. I'm Arn Anderson, and all that implies, and I'll be damned if I'm going to coach a loser. Come on, Lee. At least you listen to me.
Holy shit. This is like an all-time great Arn Anderson promo, and all anybody has been talking about is Arn and his Glock.
I mean, that's pretty dark. That turned dark really quick.
Laughed and laughed. It's the fucking... That was some Arn Anderson shit. Like... And this is the same guy who years ago came up with because we are the Horsemen, you send one of ours to the hospital, we send one of yours to the morgue. It's the same kind of energy. I like Punk on commentary said, I believe that Arn Anderson has some bodies in his past, but I don't believe he used a gun.
And there was like a little when he said that, Punk said something. He muttered something when he said that originally too. And he's like, oh.
This is amazing.
Yes, this is great. Cody, you probably shouldn't have gotten that nightmare tattoo on your neck.
Yeah, you notice, like, his whole life kind of started falling apart when he got that stupid neck tattoo.
Oh, what a dumbass. I mean, I'm all for tattoos, but dude, you have one tiny little one on your pec, and your next tattoo is on your neck. You have like arms and shoulders and backs and legs to go for first. That is not second tattoo placement.
You start on your arm. I have one tattoo. It's on my fucking left bicep. Next one will be on the right bicep, and then you work your way down the arm.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a method to this.
Exactly. I'm working on my arms first, not my face and neck. All right. So we have that. We go into what was basically just a fun match. it was just to get the guys on the show. This was Jon Moxley, Eddie Kingston, and Darby Allin with Sting versus Bear Country and Anthony Greene. I don't think I've ever seen Anthony Greene before.
I have not seen him a ton. I know he was a tag team with JD Drake in Evolve, like after everyone stopped watching Evolve. But if you watch Dark, on the Dark that aired last week, a week ago Tuesday, there is a tag match between FTR and Anthony Greene and Kurt Stallion. The Stallion Rogers? They have like a 10-minute match, and you could tell that like FTR was just like, oh, we got some guys who can work, let's put on a fucking tag match. And that was a great little match. So yeah, go check out FTR versus Anthony Greene and Stallion Rogers from the Dark before last.
Cool. I will have to check that out.
I love these matches. I love these matches that are just Mox and Eddie and some guys, because you can tell that they just love to wrestle and their enthusiasm is infectious.
Yeah, so Kingston and Moxley take out Bear Country on the outside, so Darby and Greene are the ones that officially started off as the legal men. Quick movement from Darby, of course. Kingston tagged in, he buries a knee to the gut. Mox tagged in, Bear Boulder gets tagged in. Bear Boulder hits Mox with a big slam. Bronson hits a senton for 2. Kingston runs in to stop Bear Country from hitting the assisted splash, and he hits Bronson with a suplex. Mox sends Boulder to the outside, and Darby hits a coffin drop off the top onto Bear Country, and then Moxley and Kingston kill Greene with the Violent Crown for the win. And for good measure, Sting comes in after the match and hits Greene with a Scorpion Death Drop just for giggles.
Did you notice that it kind of seemed like Darby wanted back in, and then they put the guy away, and then he looked kind of annoyed after the match?
Maybe, but I'm not sure if that's what they were going for.
Yeah, or maybe Darby is just moody. I don't know.
I mean, he can be, so. Next up, we had a Ruby Soho and Britt Baker video package. They basically go back and forth trading barbs. Ruby says that she had 20,000 people there never had that many people in her corner before. Britt says, you had 20,000 people singing a song. It's the song they like, not you. I just proved once again why I'm the most dominant woman in professional wrestling. Ruby says, I can't just jump back in the front of the line. I have some work to do. And Britt says, back of the line for you, Ruby's no-no. And you should know by now what it feels like to hit rock bottom. And then Ruby says, next time you're going to face the consequences for costing me the AEW Women's World Championship. So I'm sure Ruby is not done with the Britt squad at this point.
Yeah, we'll see. See where they go to next, but it's good that they seem to be going somewhere, I hope.
Next up, we have the Hardy family office. They are out in the ring waiting for their match to start, and before Dark Order and Orange Cassidy come out, Hardy says that, I was supposed to debut in Rochester last year, but those plans were deleted because Rochester doesn't deserve Matt Hardy's debut. Rochester is full of awful people, and it's the home to awful people, and then the music hits, and Orange Cassidy comes out, Dark Order comes out, and we get the match started. Evil Uno tags himself in right away, and Five takes his mask off and throws it in Uno's face. There's a loud "Thank you, Brody" chant. Orange Cassidy gets tagged in. He takes down Private Party. Evans attacks him from behind. It all breaks down into a massive brawl. Hardy Family Office gets the heat on Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy sidestepped the silly string, and I believe it was Cassidy just crashed and burned, which was hilarious. Because I hate that move, so whenever anybody counters it, I'm happy. Stu gets tagged in. He goes crazy, but then he gets low bridged and they beat him. Hardy Family Office beat up on him on the outside. Stu gets tagged to Alex Reynolds and he takes out Evans for a second. Uno comes in to help. But then Alex gets sent into Uno. Orange Cassidy tags in. He hits his lazy splash, and we see Uno and Stu. Uno's starting to walk out. He's walking up the ramp, and a few other guys are trying to talk to him. And out comes -1, Ty Conti, Anna Jay, and Amanda Huber. And -1 throws the papers in Uno's face, and Amanda tells them to get your ass back in the ring, get your shit together, and that's what happens. And they run down to the ring. The entire Dark Order goes completely crazy. John Silver is running around like a madman, hitting everybody with kicks and running knees, and then they get the victory. So we have a big celebration with -1, Amanda, Conti, Anna Jay, and all of the Dark Order. And it looks like the Dark Order has kind of patched things up now.
Yeah. Is that all? It seems like, I don't know, I expected a little bit more. I expected a resolution here that, kind of like this, but I don't know. I don't think they hit it hard enough to justify all the time they put into it.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there's probably more to come, or at least some more explanation. But all in all, I thought it was, and I laughed when -1 threw the papers in Uno's face.
Yes, that was wonderful.
Next up, we have Leo Rush video. He is now with All Elite Wrestling, so it looks like he decided not to retire. For like the 7th time. Basically, it looks like he's going to be doing like a high roller investment guru speculator gimmick.
Yeah, I only kind of caught the gist of this promo I didn't really follow it.
Yeah, I'm not really sure where he's going here, and it doesn't really fit. I don't know. I guess we will see how it works. I mean, he's an awesome wrestler, so I mean that's cool. I'm just curious how the character works out.
Yeah, and him doing hopefully he's still doing AEW and New Japan. That's works for me.
Yep. Next up, we had an FTR video. Dax does all the talking. He says, when I grew up, my dad used to tell me excuses are crutches for the weak and the untalented, and you're not weak, and you're not untalented, and this might be an excuse, and yeah, we might have gotten lost when this man, referring to Cash, almost lost his life, and yeah, we might have gotten lost when we wanted to embarrass Darby Allin and Sting, but right now, September 29th, with the greatest mind in tag team wrestling steering the ship, we are revitalized, we are rejuvenated, we're refocused, and that's very bad news for everyone in AEW. And that's very good news for FTR and the Pinnacle top guys out. This is a really good promo from Dax.
Dax is honestly one of the best in the business at everything. He's one of the greatest workers. He's an incredible promo. Holy shit. These guys need to be featured more prominently.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we're going to soon-ish have FTR versus the Lucha Bros, which is probably going to be bonkers.
Yeah.
Next up, we had Dan Lambert in the Men of the Year in the ring. Dan Lambert goes on for a very long time, so I'll summarize. He basically talks about how Jericho was taken out by Jorge Masvidal, and he had to go to the hospital to have Masvidal's knee surgically removed from his forehead. He says Jericho is done with wrestling. There will be no more Fozzy records, and we get a shut the fuck up chant which are always great. So Sky tells everybody to be quiet. And he says, about a year ago, I looked into that camera and I asked, are you paying attention? I was one of the first champions here. I have one of the best winning percentages, and not long ago I climbed that ladder and grabbed the Sonic ring and became the face of the Revolution, but that wasn't good enough. You know who, and you all didn't see it, but you know who did see it? Dan Lambert. He thinks Scorpio Sky is a main eventer, just like Ethan Page, and the crowd was giving Sky the what treatment? They also gave it to Page as well during his section where he says, you know who's not paying attention? All of these idiots here. You look past guys like me and Scorpio. Why? Because we don't throw up the middle finger. We don't swear. We don't paint our faces. We don't wear faux leather. You know what's tough? I have 2 black belts in martial arts. I've never been pinned or submitted in AEW. I'm overlooked. No action figure, no show poster, no show intro, but I got the best smile in wrestling. I got the tightest tits in the game, which was hilarious that he said that. And I dress like a champ, I walk like a champ, and now I roll with champs. Men of the Year and American Top Team are the top team.
Yeah, whatever.
Still not into this one, huh?
No.
Okay. There's a quick video with Hikaru Shida. She is going after her 50th win, and that she is going to be facing the returning Serena Deeb on Dynamite this week. So it's not going to be easy for her, but I expect a good match between the two of them.
That I am into. That's going to fucking rule.
Somebody said at some point Gallows, Deeb, and CM Punk need to do something backstage. That would be hilarious on like BTE.
Yeah, it just needs to be just that he sees them. Punk comes up to them backstage and just kind of looks and shakes his head and walks away. Just a little something.
Next up, we had the Bunny and Penelope Ford versus Ty Conti and Anna Jay. Anna Jay and Ty run down to the ring and take the fight to them right away. They hit double running boots in the corner. Bunny avoids a second one, and Ty ends up caught on the top rope, and she goes over it to the floor. Double drop knee from Ford on Anna on the apron. She hits the back handspring elbow, a running boot, and then a running elbow in the corner for 2 from the Bunny. Bunny hits some mounted strikes. Anna hits a Bunny with a DDT, but Bunny missed the mat by like a mile.
Yeah.
She just like went down to her knees and her head like popped out of Anna's arm, and she stopped her head like a foot and a half from the mat. So it did not look that good. Ty gets the hot tag. She takes out the Bunny, tags in Anna pretty quickly. And I thought this, and then CM Punk said it. Why'd she tag in Anna so quickly after Anna was getting the crap beaten out of her like 30 seconds ago? But Anna hits a gutbuster or gets hit with a gutbuster for 2. Anna avoids the moonsault. Ty fights with the Bunny on the outside, hits the Ty KO. Again, came up way short of Bunny's head by like a foot. Anna gets on the Queen Slayer on the inside, and she chokes out Penelope and gets the victory for her team. And -1 runs down to celebrate with them as well, because Ty Conti was bawling her eyes out pretty much because she loves she loves that kid.
It was, a little sloppy, but it was a nice little tag match. Anna and Ty have matching gear and new music, so worth noting.
I think that's just Anna's specific music.
No, I thought so too, but I saw the AEW music guy Mikey Ruckus talking about it on Twitter.
So it's a TJ song then.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, there was a video hyping a match on Rampage of Thunder Rosa, Jade Cargill, and Nyla Rose in a no DQ 3-way.
Sounds like a fun mess.
From people who saw it, they said it was actually pretty fun and probably Jade's best match.
Good.
Yes. Then we had MJF. He comes out to the ring, and again, we get a little dark. MJF says, I want this company to be successful, but as long as I'm given what I'm deserved, this company keeps building more and more momentum. There are a few young men who are going to be pushing this company forward for the next couple decades. You got the 4 pillars of AEW. Jungleboy, I beat him. Sammy Guevara, beat him. Darby Allin, whatever. And the strongest pillar, the most important pillar, the pillar who had the first match at All In, the pillar who was the first match in this company, the pillar who is the youngest to main event in AEW pay-per-view, the pillar who is the 2-time beautiful Dynamite Diamond Ring winner, the pillar that's better than you, and you know it. I bring this up because without me, this company ain't shit. I bring this up because I deserve to be AEW World Champion. Now, Tony Khan, we're good friends, and out of all the Khans in the professional wrestling, you're easily in my top 2. However, if you don't start giving me the opportunities I deserve, well, I have other friends from back in the day. And then there's a CM Punk chant that starts, and he says, I have friends from back in my MLW days, and his name is not CM Punk, it's Bruce Pritchard. And I have old Brucey on speed dial, and Darby Allin's music hits. He comes down to the ring, and MJF says, oh, look, it's Freaky Deaky Darby. Listen, bud, as much as I love the school shooter mime on a skateboard routine, not a huge fan of you interrupting me. I think you're doing this because you're jealous of me. Listen, there's nothing wrong with being the second best guy. Scottie Pippen. Who's the other ones? Scottie Pippen was the one I remembered. I didn't remember the rest.
Yeah, I don't know sports.
You know a great number 2 guy, Sting. But I'm number 1 around here. I'm the Michael Jordan. Darby says, are you done talking? You keep saying you're going to leave to get what you want. Well, why don't you just go? I don't care if you go. These people don't care if you go. And there's a bunch of people waving in the waving goodbye in the crowd. Says me, I'm AEW for life until death. And how can you be the number 1 pillar when I'm the only one who has won a championship between us? And MJF tells the story of why Darby Allin is straight edge. We've heard the story. I don't know if we've heard it on AEW before, but I've heard this story before. Darby Allin was in a car when his uncle was driving drunk, and his uncle ended up dying. And Darby survived the accident, and that's basically why he swore off of doing anything that would harm him in that direction. MJF says, but you know why that was a tragedy? Because the wrong man died. And MJF tells him to hit him. Come on, wait, hit me. And Darby says, you're not going to break me down mentally. So if you have something to say, just say it. Keep talking. Keep talking. And MJF is just flustered, so he makes his leave because he didn't get under Darby Allin's skin.
Yeah, this was like, it's some of the MJF stuff. It amuses me because it's like, I don't know, because he's just doing like classic pro wrestling heel stuff, and people get like so worked up about it, and like he just does it more because they get worked up about it. So from that angle, like the shit that he says, even shit like that, like you knew where the line was going, and it's like, oh yeah, he said the thing. And I don't know, it just I don't get upset about it. It just it amuses me that people get upset about it, and it amuses me further that he knows people get upset about it and he just leans into it.
Yeah, which I always think is funny, because like all of this stuff, like the stuff that he did with Pillman a couple weeks ago, him saying the stuff with Darby, I am like 100% sure he cleared it with them before saying it.
Yeah, right.
Because that would be a very unhappy locker room if people are going, because this is obviously a very tight-knit locker room, and that would be like throwing a bomb into the locker room.
Yeah, was certain that all of that is talked about beforehand.
Yeah. So they run down the card for Rampage. It's going to be Bryan Danielson versus Nick Jackson, which I heard was like the best match ever.
Yeah.
Jade Cargill versus Thunder Rosa versus Nyla Rose in a no DQ 3-way. And then we have the hair versus hair match, Orange Cassidy versus Jack Evans. So I am looking forward to Rampage tomorrow night.
As am I. That should be a hell of a fun hour.
Then we have on Dynamite, we're going to have the Elite of Omega, the Young Bucks. Oh, wait, and who's the last person? There was one more person with them, but I can't remember who it was going to be.
Is it Cole?
It might have been Cole. Probably was Cole. The Elite versus Bryan Danielson, Jungleboy, Christian Cage, and Luchasaurus. We're also going to have Hikaru Shida versus Serena Deeb. And then we have the return of the Casino ladder match.
I thought that was a pretty cool deal.
Yeah, so this is going to be for Dynamite's second anniversary show.
Yeah, man, hard to believe.
Right?
2 years.
Crazy. Then we have a TNT title match hype video. Basically, Sammy's like, I didn't know Fuego was going to wager his car, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to beat Miro. And Miro's like, he can wager his car, his wife, his house. It doesn't matter. That was basically it.
Yes.
So we have the match of Sammy Guevara versus Miro for the TNT Championship, and this was an excellent match.
Yes.
Sammy runs in for a knee right away. Miro just sidesteps it. He tries again. Miro grabs on and whips him out of it. Or just wipes him out when he comes through. Miro goes right to beating Sammy down. Miro chokes Sammy with his own necklace. Sammy hits Sammy crossbodies Miro and they fall out of the ring. Sammy sidesteps Miro and Miro goes into the ring stairs. Sammy bounces his head off the ring stairs a couple times. Back in the ring, Sammy goes for a shooting star press on a standing Miro. Miro catches him, though they did end up going to the ground because that's just a lot of momentum. But he did pick him up, hit an overhead throw on him. We get a "We want Lana" chant with a responsive "No, we don't."
See, I was trying to, I couldn't make out what the chant was, but I noticed there was a "We want something" and "No, we don't." That's funny.
It is a "We want Lana, no, we don't" chant. This actually worked out perfectly because they were going into commercial, so Miro is distracted by this. So Sammy attacks and sends Miro into the ring post, and then Miro hits a fall-away slam on the floor. Miro runs Sammy into the ring post, throws him into the ring and covers for 2. Miro catches a running knee again and hits a release German suplex, hits a pull-in lariat, and then another. And then he hits the ropes, and Sammy counters a lariat with a Spanish fly in the middle. He hits a super kick and then a shining wizard. Sammy flips out of a suplex and ducks a splash in the corner, and Miro sends himself over the top rope to the outside. Sammy does a tope suicida over the ring post and onto Miro. He throws him back in, but Miro gets up, hits a Uranagi for a 2. Miro misses the switch kick, and Sammy comes back with the running rising knee, and then another, hits an Enziguri, starts climbing the corner, and Miro follows. They fight. Miro falls back into the ring, and Sammy hits this great diving cutter off the second rope. He tries but can't pick up Miro for the GTH. Miro hits a super kick, and then he signals for game over, but Sammy rolls out of the ring, and Miro is pissed off, so he starts tearing the the quarter pads off, and he pulls them off of 3 corners, and then he's going to pull it off the 4th, and Fuego runs down. He jumps up on the apron. Miro just punches him and sends him off the apron. Sammy runs in, hits a running knee, which then sends Miro careening into the exposed corner. Sammy hits the tornado DDT. He hits the GTH, and then to top it off, he hits a 630 splash and pins Miro to become the new TNT champion, Sammy Guevara.
This was a hell of a match.
This was a great match and huge win here. Sammy Guevara picking up the championship. There was no wrong outcome to this match, so I am perfectly fine with Sammy Guevara being the TNT champion, and we already have a challenger for Dynamite.
Yeah, that's exciting. I'm into that.
Yeah, so after the show went off the air on the Twitter, we have Bobby Fish challenging Sammy for the TNT championship, and during one of the commercial breaks, I guess, of the Cody Rhodes, Brandy Rhodes reality show, Sammy Guevara accepted the challenge. So we're going to have Bobby Fish coming into AEW, at least for the one match against Sammy Guevara for the TNT championship.
Yeah, I hope this is a going back to the kind of Cody's first TNT title reign, where it was just all kinds of random people. That would be cool to come back.
Yeah, that'd be good. I would love to see the random people coming in from outside just for one shots, just to come in and face the. I kind of hope Sammy just announces open challenge day.
And there's so much great talent that could do it.
Yes, and especially with everything kind of opening up at least a little bit better in the U.S. Obviously, a lot of foreign talent is going to have problems, but within the U.S., we have still a lot of talent. And, New Japan has a good hunk of their talent in the U.S. now, because they're doing tours in the U.S. and they're doing Strong and all that fun stuff. So there's a little bit of New Japan talent over here that could challenge. And, of course, you have all the other shows, MLW, Impact. Ring of Honor doesn't really have a working agreement with AEW. That's like the only one besides WWE. So
give me Sammy versus Yu Uemura.
Yeah, just give me Sammy versus like any of the new Young Lions. I want to see Sammy versus Shooter.
Yeah,
Shooter's in the UK though, right?
Yeah, Shooter and Suji are in the UK.
But yeah. All types of good things. And I mean, Sammy versus Leo Rush.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah. Other than that, man, we got through this one quick. Usually we're a little longer on these, but this was just one of those shows that just flew by. And seems that ours did as well. Anything else you want to talk about regarding AEW? They seem to be firing on all cylinders at this point, and hitting 2 years next week, so good on them.
Yeah, this was Ben. They're just consistently like, I don't know. It's so silly that like people act like when a show isn't blow away that it's like a disappointment, and like no, this was a very good television show. Like if give me shows like this every week, I will be happy forever. Exactly,
yes. I mean, perfectly solid show. I was not mad at it at all.
Yeah. Do shows like this, and then, like, once a month or 6 or 8 weeks, you have a big blowaway one, like, a Grand Slam. And this is everything I want from a TV wrestling product.
Yeah, exactly. I'm super happy with how things are going. It's the 3 hours. The 3 hours of the week that I look forward to every week.
Absolutely.
So New Japan wise, we'll be back talking some G1 stuff soon. I have watched Night 5. I just barely started Night 6. I don't know if you've seen Night 6 yet.
I have watched night 5. I have not started night 6 yet.
Okay. I'm going to try to watch that right after we're done today. I don't know what your schedule is going to be like. Obviously, we'll be back for Rampage on Saturday, hopefully, if you're up for that one.
Probably.
And hopefully, we'll both have seen night 5 and 6, and we can talk about that on Saturday as well.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. The G1 season is a tough one.
Yeah, it is, and the schedule is speeding up. So
yes,
but we'll get it.
But far,
we will survive.
So far, very happy, and I mean, night 5 was really fun. So I'm hoping night 6 continues that fun.
Yeah, I don't doubt that it will.
All right, so thanks everybody for watching and listening. If you're listening to this as a podcast, we do this show live on Twitch and on YouTube. You can follow the links in the show notes for those. If you are listening for AEW stuff, we do New Japan stuff as well, so tune in for those. And you can come hang out with us in our Discord. Link is in the show notes for that as well. Follow us on Twitter at That's Wrestling 1 with the number 1. Leave a review on your favorite podcast app of choice, and you can follow Trae at WrestleIsm. So for Trae, my name's Eric. You've been watching and listening to That's Wrestling. See you later, guys.
Bye.